Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. All the praise belongs to Allah. All the praise is His. And whoever seeks to claim it is a thief. The praise that we know of belongs to Him, and the unknown praise. And that He is not just the Lord of Israel. He is the Lord of every country, every city, the Lord of our life, the Lord of our home, the Lord of the masjid. One Lord that's over everything. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. We witness always that there is no God but one God, Allah, that He is one without partners, without associates, without a likeness, without an equal, without family, without spouse, without offspring. And we witness that Muhammed is first His servant, and secondly His messenger of prayer, and the peace be upon Him, upon His family, upon His descendants, upon His companions, upon His followers, wherever they may be, to the day of judgment. Dear believers, brothers and sisters, yes, we welcome you always to the most important event of the week in the life of a Muslim, and secondly, to Masjid al-Mu'minun. We always get people who are here for their very first time, and we say to you, welcome, welcome, welcome. We ask Allah to accept our Jummah Salat, and we pray to Him that the information that is given in the khutbah, that it be helpful and useful to the community. We ask Allah always to guide our tongue, our heart, our minds, and our words, and bless us to say those things that we should say, and hold back those things that we shouldn't say. We witness always that the only guidance is the guidance of Allah. And if Allah does not guide you, you have no one to guide you. And if you are guided by Allah, no one can ever mislead you. Dear believers, want to make a few comments on Juma. We always forget, and since we always forget, we always need to be reminded. Juma is not a day of rest. It's not a day that we take off from worship. It is a day of worship like any other day, except it is the most outstanding of the 7 days of worship. It is a day of labor, not the first Monday in September, but every day is a day of labor and a day of worship. And the way we spell worship is W-O-R-K. Where there is no work, it's because there is no worship. And worship for us is 24/7. We don't have a faith that teaches us that only one day is sacred, and the other 6 days you do as you please, you do as you like. The other 6 days you worship Satan. Our days are 7 days, 24 hours, and all of it is for Allah. In the Quran, in the second surah, the 137th ayat, and this ayat, or this quotation, is in 32 places in the Quran, but this is the first time that it appears. And it simply is a simple saying, all of us can remember this, the essence of this ayat. I won't read the whole ayat. You can read it for homework. In essence, it says, Allah is sufficient, or Allah is enough. And that's important for us to remember, that if the whole world is against us, and Allah is with us, that's all that matters. And Allah is with us in many ways. He gives us agency, He gives us help, He gives us assistance. But ultimately, Allah Himself is sufficient. This name Allah, this word Allah, as you know, it predates the Quran. And it predates the life of Muhammad the Prophet, the prayer and the peace be upon him. And this name appears in the Quran over 2,900 times. It appears in the Quran more than the word Lord. Lord appears roughly a little bit better than 1,000. To show you the significance of the name Allah, it's a word that we know we cannot translate. It is the same word in anybody's language. The word Lord changes from language to language. The word God changes from language to language. But the name Allah is the same in everybody's language. If you don't believe me, just pick out a person that speaks another language and just ask them, how do you say Allah in your language? Don't ask them how to say God in their language. Ask them, how do you say Allah in your language? And you will hear them tell you, we say Allah. And for us as Muslims, there is no intercessor. There is no mediator. There is no middle man. There is no middle person. It's you have direct access to Allah by yourself. And all of us who don't understand mediation, or mediator, or intercessor, we know you understand middleman, especially when you're dealing with property, real estate. If you avoid that middleman, you save a whole lot of money. And for us, we don't go through nobody. And I want to emphasize this, not even Muhammad. We go directly to Allah. The prayer and the peace be upon our messenger Muhammad. He said the distance between the worshiper and that he's worshiping the Allah, the Master, is like a thin curtain. Hardly anything to separate the two. And all of this began with having a clean and pure heart. That's where it all began. That's first base. That your heart be pure. and that your heart be right, that your heart be correct. If your heart is correct, and if your heart is right, your thinking would be right, and your thinking would be correct. And if your thinking is correct, and if your thinking is right, then your deeds from your hands will be right and will be correct. But you can never bypass the heart. The Quran descended upon Prophet Muhammad's heart. It did not descend upon his intellect. Heart. We got a lot of intelligent, intellectual, smart people. But if their heart is not right, that intelligence, that knowledge can be dirty, abusive. And you know, when we wash up for the wudu, we clean our hair, a symbol of knowledge. That we don't want any knowledge. We want good knowledge. We want clean knowledge. We want decent knowledge. We want knowledge that will help build up the society. But it begins with a good heart. If the heart is not good, it's bad. If it's not healthy, it's diseased. And we don't want a diseased heart. So we have to always work on our intention and work on our motive. We want to thank those who have contributed to making this masjid a beautiful place to be. Internally, externally, and not just the building, but the people themselves. But the physical beautification of this masjid, it costs money. And one of the ways you get blessings in Islam is to spend your money in the right way. And some of us, we still don't know how to get blessings. We make the money in the right way, but we don't spend it in the right way. We want to make it in the right way and spend it in the right way. And there are many Muslims that have wealth, and they haven't learned yet the purpose of wealth. It's not something to brag about. It's not something just to put in the bank and just let it sit there. It is to be used like a screwdriver, like a hammer. More than anything, it's supposed to help us to get to paradise. And a lot of us will hold it back. And people are held back because they hold back. And you know if you hold it back. You've been giving $10 a week for 10 years. And you done got a raise 10 times. And everything went up except what you give to the cause of Islam. You hold it back. Allah bless you with more, you give more. You get a decrease, your charity reflects a decrease. But in our head, in our mind, we really think we win by holding back and don't know the principle that's involved. When you spend your money in the way of Allah, it's like you didn't spend it. It stayed with you. And what you didn't spend didn't help you at all. And you'd be surprised at the people that die with so much wealth in the bank. Nobody knew it until they died. I can't believe it. This sister been holding back. This brother been holding back. And I'm telling you, this is how we get blessing, to know how to spend the wealth in the right way. And one of the things is education. Another is masjid. And other institutions that represent foundations that's going to be here when you're dead and gone. Those foundations are here. So again, we have to learn how to get blessings and how to spend that wealth and how to make it. Dear believers, we are born in debt. I want to say that a second time. We are born in debt. So there's no such thing as debt free. That's a big language now. You want to be debt free? That's impossible. We owe Allah everything. I didn't say something. We owe Him everything. Notice I said born in debt, not born in sin. Man is born innocent. We are born innocent, like a white sheet of paper with no spots on it. But the day you are born, you start having a debt. Day 2, more debt. Third day, more debt. You're 80 years old, you got lots of debt. And hopefully you've been paying on that bill. And knowing that it is a bill that can never be paid. The only thing you can do is pay respect by paying something on the debt. But we literally can never pay the debt. And that's what the deen is all about. That's what Al-Islam is all about. Paying tribute and homage to the one who created you and gave you life and gave you your spouse and gave you your children, gave you your degrees, gave you your skills, gave you your talent. And as you pay on it, he give you some more. That's why you can never pay it. If he stopped giving you, maybe you could pay it off. But he just keep on giving you. And he give us, whether we pay on the debt or not. He's not like some of us. I'm not loaning you no more till you pay this one off. You keep giving whether you pay on it or not. But guess what? It's still your debt. And when you die, you don't want to die in a whole lot of debt. You want to have a history. Every day he hit at it. Every day he paid something on that debt. And we know death represents it's too late to pay the debt. It's too late to even pay something on the debt. So I'm encouraging you, pay your debt. Make effort and intention to pay something on your debt. Don't be slick Rick, who outslicked his own self in the long run. This is a community. Atlanta have over 70 Muslim communities. Though we are one, most of us belong to one community. And we have one leadership that we come under. No Muslim should live without having leadership and belonging to a community. And even the leadership is part of the community. There's no head that don't belong to a body. And there's no body that don't have a head. So there's a connection between leadership and membership. But you around here, you don't belong to no community. And you don't have no imam in your life, and your answer that you give, Prophet Muhammad, he's my imam, he's my leader. That's slick Rick. But you can't go have a cup of coffee with him. You can't split a sandwich with him. You got some serious issues, you can't go to him. You got to come to a real human being for some help. So I'm asking you, if you're part of this community, and I meet people, this is comical to me. I meet people, and I ask them, what community are you with? They say, Al-Mu'minun. Never seen them a day in my life. I said, what? He said, Al-Mu'minun. I said, wait a minute. Let me ask you this minute. Who is your imam? He said, you my imam. How you a part of the community? We never see you. And I'm the leader of the community. I don't even know you. You got to be active. You got to get involved. You got to bring a contribution. And it's a good feeling when you see something and several people say, I helped at that, rather than one person say, I did it. It's called the group effort. And you should be one part of the group effort. That's the part you want to be part of. A group effort to pay the water bill. A group effort to pay the light bill. A group effort to pay this, to pay that. If you belong to a community, you have to have a sense of belonging, and that is responsibility, obligations, and duties. And you won't get much respect if you haven't traveled. Allah has blessed me to travel extensively. You won't get respect when you leave America and you deal with other so-called Muslim countries, because we don't have a Muslim country. We're still trying to get what we call a nation of Islam. We're still working on that. You just got countries with 50% or more Muslim in it. But when you travel to these countries and they ask you, who is your imam? You say, I don't have one. When they ask you what community you belong with, you say, you go to all the masjids. There's some doors that was going to open, could open. They just been closed. They just shut them. Because they see you as a person that don't understand etiquette and manners. Everybody should be proud to say, I belong to a community. And Allah mentioned in Quran, community of ants, community of fish, community of spiders, community of birds. Everything belongs to a community. Even bacteria and germs belong to a community. your dignity is identified with a community and identified with some form of leadership. Dear believers, before we close out this first part of our football, we need to take an assessment of your individual self and that self with the community. To ask yourself a question, in the world they tell you if you talk to yourself, you're crazy. Islam say the opposite. If you don't talk to yourself, you are crazy. You shouldn't answer yourself. And the reason that people don't want you to talk to yourself is because they want to talk to you. But we should talk to ourselves because that's going to make us be a better person. To the brothers, when is the last time that I actually came to the masjid and made a prayer other than Juma? That's the question. And why? And why? And why? You say you work 5 days out of the week. It's 7 days in a week. 5 and 7 leaves to what you do in the other 2 days. That's 10 prayers in 2 days. You didn't make one of them in the masjid. And we are encouraged as men to make your prayer in the masjid. Are you contributing to the 5 established prayers in the masjid? Should it be 2 people established and 5 salat in the masjid? Or should it be a group effort of brothers making sure this happens? So you begin to ask yourself as a member, isolated from everybody, what are you doing for the community? Or are you just occupying a place on the floor? What are you doing to help when we say Masjid al-Muqtasim? What are you doing to help that name to stick out and be established? And you recognize you're not doing anything except I'm a Muslim, I belong to Al-Muqtasim, and Furqan is my Imam. Other than that, you're not doing anything. We got to do better. And believe me, we can do better. We can do better than what we're doing. And don't put the workload on 5 or 6 people. Every time something comes up, it's the same 5 or 6 people doing everything. That's not fair. That's not justice. And it won't help you to grow till you step up to the plate and talk to yourself and tell yourself, I've been jiving instead of striving. I can do better than what I'm doing. I must do better. I can do better. I will do better. Take a bite that's comfortable for you. Don't try to take on something real big at one time. So, well, I'm off on Saturday, Sunday. I think I'm going to start going to farms on Saturday, maybe Isha on Sunday. Just take a little bite. And even if you work on the job, do you work 24 hours a day? Oh, I can't come to 5. Okay, you had to be on your, yeah. What time do you get up? 3 o'clock. I also come in at 5:30. Margaret come in at 8 o'clock. Isha come in a little after 9. So those last 3, you off from work now. What's happening? You can always tell a person if their heart is right and if they mean to do well. Because people who are sincere, they say, I don't have a car. They try to get a bus. I don't have no money. They start walking. That's called sincerity. They don't make excuses. They just make it happen. Men are different than boys. We are men. And we should step up to the plate and do what men do. And recognize that I'm slack and I got to do better than what I'm doing if I'm going to be part of this community. And your body has many bones. Everyone contributes to the body. 9 systems, all of the systems contribute to the health and the goodness of the body. The body looks like it's just one, but it's broken down into many members, but nobody's shortcut. All the members are kicking in. And what happens when some of the members don't kick in? It's called disease. You got kidney problem, kicking in right. You got this kind of problem that's not kicking in right. And it causes malfunction. It causes where it don't run properly. We want this masjid to function properly. We don't want it to function abnormal. When people say, look like you're doing everything, brother. I see you over here, you're over here. They recognize. Where you help at, man? Like you're doing everything. It's like somebody got to call out there, call he come, and then lead the prayer. Same person. And you know that's not right. It should be some people there. Call a congregation that the Imam lead in the prayer. And we hope we don't ever get to the point where we give the greeting and then run on the other side and say, wa alaikum assalam. Got to be somebody to give the greeting to and somebody to respond. So I think we can do better. The question is, will you do better? And our interest will be more on us than anybody else. Taking care of Furqan Muhammad is 24/7. I hardly have time to really think about somebody else. But when people come to me, I bury my problem, put them on the back burner, and I listen to theirs. And sometimes when I hear their problem, I say, if they only knew mine. Mine is worse than theirs, but they crying the blues. So again, people can't do better until they think of doing better. A person can't get up till they wake up. And I hope no one is asleep. I hope everyone is awake. And I hope everybody get on their posts and know that none of you have been relieved of your posts and your duties until death come upon you. Let us make dua. Oh Allah, we believe in you and we trust in you, and never ever do we seek a way against you. Oh Allah, we seek protection in you from misleading and from being misled, from betraying and from being betrayed, from oppressing ourselves and others, and from others oppressing us, from pulling others into ignorance and from being pulled into ignorance. Oh Allah, help us against those who stand against faith. Help us to establish Deen al-Islam. Oh Allah, purify our heart and bless us with the best of intentions. Oh Allah, guide us among those whom you have guided, preserve us among those whom you have preserved, befriend us among those whom you have befriended. Bless us with what is lawful and protect us from that that is not lawful. Surely whoever you honor can never be disgraced. Ameen. Ameen. We praise the Lord and we thank Him. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Glory be to Allah. The praise is His. There is no God except Him, and He is bigger and greater, more important than anything else. In the Quran, and remember the Quran is our reference book. The word reference comes from the word refer. It's the book that we refer to more than any other book. And you should get suspicious of a Muslim who referred to another book more than he referred to as the Quran. The Quran, as you know, is the words of Allah. And the words of Allah over man's word is like the sky over the earth. Allah says in Surah 75, this Surah, Ayat 20 and 21, I'm giving you in common language. It says that man, the human being, that he loved this life, a life that is always leaving and fleeing, more than he loved the life that is coming. That he loved the present more than he loved the future. The Prophet Muhammad, the prayer and peace be upon him, said tomorrow, talking about a Muslim, the life of a Muslim, the life of a believer, that his tomorrow is always better and greater than his today. That's a principle in Islam. That we believe that the here later is better than the here now. And our life should reflect that. Our lifestyle, our action, our deeds should reflect that this person loved the future more than he loved the present. And sometimes our life suggests that we love the present over the future. Every human being that's put on this earth is put into probation. We are put on probation. Prisoners, they usually know what that word means. And some of you who have worked on the job, they put you on probation for 60 days, for 30 days. So actually, what is probation? It's a period of time of testing and observing our behavior, our habits, and our ways. And when that period is over, you either pass or you flunk. There are many people who have been to jail, and they're in jail now. They got out and they back in jail. And when you ask them, why are you locked up? They say, I broke my probation. What breaking your probation? What do it mean? That I was free and I didn't show no appreciation. I was free and I still did wicked and evil things. All of us are on probation. You need to remember that. Because when you know you're on probation, not think you're on probation, when you know you're on probation, you walk that chalk line. I can't get stopped for not having a seatbelt on. I can't get stopped for speeding. I can't get stopped for running a stop sign. And when we are on probation, it means we into what we're supposed to do. What does the law want from me? I'm trying to do just that. Very important, this probation period. Now, when we die, it's over. There's no probation for a dead person. Now, the question becomes, when do we talk about death? When do we talk about death? You know, there are people who don't want to talk about death, and so you can talk about it after you die. And when you talk about death to some people, when you finish with it and you walk away, they would tell somebody else, if it's a sister talking about death, she must think I'm going to die. She must want me to die. Because we brought up the subject of death. Life is real. Death is real. And we have to talk about it while blood is running through our veins. But since we don't talk about it, we have all kind of problems after we die. All kind of problems. And for Muslims, we are buried in a certain manner, in a certain way. Our system is totally different from that of the world. And we want to make sure that since I live the life of a Muslim, I want to be buried as a Muslim. It's wicked and evil for a person to live the life of a Muslim and be buried other than a Muslim. And a lot of this come about because we didn't talk about it when we had a chance. When we was on probation, we didn't talk about it. You're the only Muslim in your family. You already know that. And you haven't told your people what's supposed to take place when you die. And they tell us you never talked about it. We know he's Muslim. We know she was Muslim. But she never told us how she wanted to be buried. We have no rights over your family. Your family have rights over us. And if they decide to go another way, there's nothing we can do about it. But if you did it beforehand, you capped it off. You locked it in. So we have to talk about death and funeral arrangement. And remember, paying your debt, even at death, is part of Islam. Some of us forget that. We talked about paying your debt to Allah. But when you die, part of the sunnah is to pay off your debts. The family members are supposed to know who you owe and pay you off. But remember, nothing happened and nobody get any payment until the funeral is paid. Everything related to the funeral is paid first, then the debt due. So you don't get it off the top. You get it after all the funeral arrangements have been made and those prices and fees have been settled. So this is a big thing, that Islam govern us while we are alive, and they govern us even when we die. We have to be buried within 72 hours, within 3 days. The perfect situation, the ideal situation, is to be buried the day that you die. That's called perfect. But if not that, at least 3 days. We know we have to be washed. You should already have your sheets. You should already have your little kit. Nobody had to go by. You've been told someone where's that? Everything. Because when we don't do none of this kind of business, it suggests that you actually believe you was never going to die. That's what that suggested. This person believed he was here permanently. 65 years old and having spent 65 minutes to prepare for death. Isn't that something? 65 years, pretty good while to be on this earth. And you didn't spend 65 minutes to just give some thought to how you're going to be buried when you die. So we got that going on, the improper way. Then we got another system going on. No money. Zero. And then you got brothers who say to have insurance. That's an innovation. For those who believe that, just set in Atlanta, if you live in Atlanta, just set $3,200 and earmark it for your funeral. Since you don't believe in insurance, just set it aside. You know, don't start pinching off of it. Set it aside like it don't exist. This is for my funeral. This is for my death when I pass away. So nobody has to pass a buck or raise no money for me. But again, it's something that we don't like to talk about because we think not talking about it make it go away. It don't go nowhere. You're still going to die. Very important. So Islam gives us manners even at death. A special way, special procedure. Step 1, step 2, step 3, etc. So that means a big percentage of Islam is manners. How we do things is important. Every masjid have rules, laws, and regulations. And we are to honor those rules and regulations. Every masjid, they have an imam. You shouldn't go there and lead prayer. They have an imam. They have a muezzin. You shouldn't go there and be calling their name. Only if you called upon by the leadership of that masjid. Protocol, manners. Some masjid have room for sisters breastfeed their children. Follow that. And even breastfeeding, which is real personal, and brothers, believe it or not, if it wasn't for Allah, we'd be telling the sister how to breastfeed. But this religion say if you're going to breastfeed, something that simple, sounds real simple, the baby is eating and nobody knows it because you covered up. And some of you sisters know in the past, in the 30s, the 40s, 50s, how our women breastfed. You didn't even know the baby was eating. Got a little blanket or something over it, and the baby taking care of business. We don't just take our breasts out in the public among men. And maybe some of you figure men, they like breasts. And you don't want nothing to stir that. I'm showing you Islam addressed a loss of common sense. Don't draw too much attention. And a lot of times we give something too much attention, and there's something else not enough attention. Islam is the balanced way. Sister got a baby, the baby's crying. Common sense should tell that sister, take the baby out of the musalla. But Islam means peace. The baby is breaking the peace. It's the baby, but it's still breaking the peace. Take your baby out of the musalla to an area and calm the baby down. After that, come back in. Don't leave the baby in here, disturbing everything in here. And if you don't breastfeed properly, you're going to disturb the brothers. You see the beauty of Islam. Addressing peace, tranquility, order, peace. Again, dear people, we're on probation. And we want to be proved by being on probation that you can be set free. And this is what Allah says. In Quran, Allah says, for the believers. He didn't say for everybody. Listen to the language. For the believers. We're talking about paradise. For the believers, they can have whatever they desire. Can you tell everybody that? Can you tell a fool that? You can have whatever you want. But the people in paradise have certain thinking and a certain heart. They're not going to desire nothing wrong. They're not going to desire anything that's haram. So for the believers only, they can have whatever they desire. Hadith Qudsi, the most sacred of all hadith, next to Quran itself. The Prophet Muhammad said, Allah told me that he is as the believer say he is. That's a loss of trust. Some of you right now, you don't trust me to tell somebody about you. You say, I'm just Furqan. Hell no, don't ask him about me. But Allah said, any of the believers, whatever they say about me, it's the truth. A disbeliever, a pagan, no, we can't trust what he say about Allah. But if it's the believer, Allah said, I am whatever he said I am. We trust Allah, and Allah trusts us. So some of you don't get it. This message is called Mu'minun. That means all of the believers. But what does Allah call? Mu'min. Ask anybody what Mu'min means. It means believer. You mean Allah is a believer? Allah believes in you, human being. And he trusts you as the Khalifa. You didn't pick yourself to be Khalifa or custodian. Allah created a whole lot of things. Now I want you to be the manager of my creation. I want you to run this creation. He didn't even tell the angels to do it. And we should never betray that kind of trust. Nothing hurts you more when you trust somebody and they betray it. Usually if they betray your trust, it's hard to ever trust them again. Trust is deep. So we trust Allah, but Allah trusts us before we trusted him. And Allah believed in us before we believed in him. And this is why every woman, it's her duty as a mother to teach her children to believe in Allah. Because he trusts that new life with you. I know you got some brothers who say, I wish you would have trusted with me. No, I trust the new life with the mother. Now remember now what the baby and the mother have in common. The baby has never ever seen mother. And mother has never seen the baby. It's mutual. So here's the baby, just fell out in mama's arm, just fell all kind of ways. But you know the mother. She's insane. She's a lunatic. But the baby don't know it. The baby feels very comfortable in the arms of what you call a lunatic, an insane person. But Allah knows what he's doing. He don't make a mistake when he puts somebody over something and trusts somebody over something. And remember, Shaitan's whole concept, when you study the origin of it, he disagreed with Allah, put man over everything. That's what the whole argument is about. I was here before he was. You should have chosen me. I'm created from a different material than what he's created from. So he disagreed with the choice of God. Then he turns around and tells Allah, will you give me some time? How arrogant can you be? You're working against me, then you ask me to give you some time. And then Satan never says to Allah, he never say this to Allah. He never say, I messed up. Will you forgive me? So some of y'all forget that he had never asked for forgiveness. To this very day, he had never asked for forgiveness. He wanted, give me some time so I can prove you a liar. How cocky and arrogant can you be? I'm going to show you you made a big mistake putting man over everything. So he disagreed, and now he wants more time to prove Allah wrong. But he have enough sense not to be an atheist. Because throughout the Quran, when Satan talked to Allah, he called him my Lord. Isn't that something? My Lord, give me some more time. My Lord, you was wrong. And he even agreed, Satan says, that you put me in the wrong. Now, have y'all heard that one before? When somebody blame you? Satan never say, I put myself in the wrong. I made a mistake. He said, no, you put me in the wrong. You go to jail for staying on the corner too long. Get locked up. It's mama's fault. It's my brother's fault. He didn't come back to get me. It take a real person to say, nobody's fault but mine. So say, never ask for forgiveness. And I'm saying this in light of some of us. See, you can't seek forgiveness if you don't acknowledge you made a mistake. You can't seek forgiveness when you acknowledge I ain't did nothing wrong. It began with you acknowledging. Surely I turn myself to thee, being upright to him who originated the heavens and the earth, and I'm not of the polytheists. And it goes on and says, surely I've been unjust to my own self, and I do confess my faults. This is the prayer of Abraham, a prophet of Allah. Look how he's praying. And look at the dua of Adam alayhi salam, the first human being, the first sinner, the first one to seek Allah's forgiveness, and the first one Allah forgave. Let's listen to his dua because his dua in the Quran, Allah has made his dua part of the Quran. And he prayed not only for himself, he prayed for his spouse, he prayed for his wife. Oh my Lord, we have transgressed, we have did wrong. And if you do not forgive us and have mercy on us, we will surely be of those who are lost. That's Adam. So who are you? Who are we to say, I don't need to be forgiven. I don't need to ask Allah for I haven't did anything. And the Prophet Muhammed said, I swear before you that I seek Allah's forgiveness over 100 times a day. A man who Allah has already promised paradise. A prophet of Allah. Gratitude, gratefulness. Maybe I did something wrong that I'm not conscious of. I'm even seeking forgiveness for the unknown sin today. That's a big conscious person. So we got to be professional beggars when we come to Allah. Seek His forgiveness and mercy. And we have to mend our ways. Mend our ways means you don't seek forgiveness, keep doing the same thing. It means you change your way. See, it means to turn. That's what forgiveness is dealing with, return. Repentance is dealing with returning. Turning, not keep going the same way. And we have to be willing to turn. And I want all of you to know, if you don't already know, that Allah will not give you a ticket if you make a U-turn. It's okay. It's all the only way you get a U-turn from the police department. But Allah won't give you a ticket for a U-turn. When you recognize you're going the wrong way, you need to turn around and go another way. It's okay. You don't even have to put on a blinker. It's all right. Alhamdulillah. Let us close with dua. Oh Allah, we seek protection in you from a heart that has no faith, from a tongue that is not straight, from a mind that does not remember you, from knowledge that is not useful, from a soul that is ungrateful, and from a prayer that goes unanswered. I mean.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Please, dear believer, make effort to make your line straight. Sirat al-Mustaqim, the only way, the straight way, the correct way. Any other way is crooked. Let us work on closing our rank, making it difficult and hard for Satan to come in our rank and divide us against each other. May Allah accept our salat and may He forgive us for any mistakes. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابدون ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. الله أكبر. Maybe Allah only min Hamida. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Brothers, before you leave, brothers, can I get your attention before you leave? Master Mukmanoon is going to be starting work on the wudu station and the bathrooms. Brother Kareem, could you go out there and explain to them what we're trying to do and break it down for them?